special. Music Maniacs, Music Memories. With Arknolia, the hottest Patreon in the community right now. Going to do a Superman episode. Got Dr. Brown in the building, getting things ready.
Right there.
Here's Johnny.
Dr. Brown painted his face up. He's looking like Gene Simmons tonight. It's going to be great.
No, I'm not wearing any makeup.
You paint your face, brother?
No, I'm not. I'm not in any face paint or anything there.
Music.
Yeah. Woo, 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 woo. Arknolia, how you doing, brother?
I'm okay. How are you?
Well, did you doing good? See the Astros sweep of the Yankees.
Ooh, I love that.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's good.
We don't talk about that though, right? I mean, the one team that swept both teams to get to the World Series. Meanwhile, all the other teams, they didn't have, it was back and forth, and no one talks about that. But we'll see what happens. Phillies, just great team, right? Come on.
Yeah.
Tickets are about $1,000 a piece. I mean, pretty crazy. Can't even get a stand. You can get a standing room only in Philly for, I think it was 800, 7 something. But tickets are, 1,000 and no better than 1,000. So 1,200. You know what I'm saying? Brown, are you live? Are you getting your thing ready there?
I mean, it should be live right now. I'm checking. Let me check there. Give me a second there. All right. Let's see. Just a minute there. Okay, come on. Let's see here. Let's check my. Hope there's no more issues. Had a lot of stuff to do with the OBS there. Blah 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 there. All right. Let's see what we got.
The World Series. Meanwhile, you know what I was watching today is pretty interesting, and I might do it.
All right.
Because before I always pussied out. Like, what I'm talking about is we're getting to the major rocket news. We have a few pieces. We need to dive more into the Brian Johnson thing a little bit.
All right, there.
Yeah,
we didn't get a chance to at that time there.
That and the John 5 thing, but I watched a video today of someone, I guess, having their phone or a camera, probably a GoPro, going through a haunted house, like the one, not a real haunted house with ghosts, but like the ones that people dress up for and stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
And now, before, when I used to go to those years ago, I chickened out and left, hit the exit door, and left early, But it would be interesting to go through it with the, obviously maybe on live or make a video and go through the whole thing. And because those things, some of them are corny, but some of them are pretty good as well. Brian, have you ever visited the haunted?
Well, I only visited actually one back in 2002 with someone that was involved with it at that time there. But, I wasn't really impressed. But they came up. There's a few out there in Pontiac, Michigan. There's a thing called Erebus. That was always a good attraction there. And there's a few. I remember there was this one by the Gibraltar Trade Center in the Mount Clemens area there back in Michigan. You always had a haunted thing going on. And I remember there was another one in the other Gibraltar location down in Taylor.
So, quick story real quick, and we'll get into it. We have a lot here tonight. It's Halloween. Mr. Brown, do you have any mask, makeup, capes? You didn't dress up or anything?
Well, I am planning. Oh, yeah, hold up there. Costanza's. It's a Costanza's messaging me there. Let me know when you're ready after music. I will hop on my computer. That's right. I will do so, my boy there. Me and Costanza are planning on going live on my channel later. After the music show, we're going to discuss all the scammers on every social media platform out there, YouTube, you name it there. And that's what we're planning on doing there. All right.
The shows and stuff?
Yeah, we're going to No, it's not when they calling in on the show. It's the idea that they hit you up on Twitter.
I never heard him on a show.
Oh yeah. He was on Friday Night Fire on Farmhouse Network, and he was also on Dave Rose's show.
Danza?
Costanza, yes.
You sure it's really him?
Yeah, it's him. We have communicated on Twitter. In fact, he
right.
met DM'd me just a moment ago. All right. All right, there. So, back to the discussion, the haunted house stuff there. There was a couple that I visited back in the Gibraltar Trade Center areas there, and the question you asked not too long ago, before I told you about my thing with Costanza soon. Do I plan on dressing up? Yes, I do plan on dressing up as Kylo Ren once more for this Saturday at Numbers. They're having an Underworld Halloween Bash. It's where they play industrial and underground music. And the last time I was there on one of those occasions, I was dressed as Angus Young. And that was in 2016. So, and a lot of people complimented me because I fit the description pretty damn well with the hair, the guitar. But only problem is I didn't have a Gibson SG guitar, so I had to get one of those.
You got the copy, or you got the inflatable one?
No, I couldn't even find those. I had to find me one of those. It was one of those Guitar Hero type of guitars there.
Right.
I didn't have the guitar I have now with me at that time. That would not come until a year afterwards. Right. So, and it's kind of awkward to walk into what dress as Angus Young with the Fender copy there, believe it or not there. But if I had still had that one guitar back in Michigan.
Either or, I mean, like the ladies don't really,
Yeah.
You don't have to go out. I mean, even made a cardboard one.
Yeah.
Like, even if you took the cardboard, made like the wings, of the SG and put them on the copy. You know what I'm saying?
All right, there.
But,
All right.
just play guitar with costume. Like, were you doing that, going around playing the guitar for real? Or are you just holding it for, like, just decorated for the costume?
It was it would just be for the costume.
Uh-huh.
Mostly
all
that
right.
there.
All right, well, it is official.
Well, before you do, I'm going to send you something that I found on Twitter. It's a picture of Eddie Van Halen with David Lee Roth on stage during the early years playing a white Gibson SG. Should be coming in pretty soon there. There it is. It's going to load up there. There you go. Check it out there. It's not very often that you see Eddie play those any Gibson guitars there. So I thought I saw that, figure you'd be interested in checking it out there.
What album you think they were touring on?
I
78, 79, or early 80s?
Probably 78. I think prior to the first album coming out, or after the first album. I think it been prior to that because it looks like it's from. I'm not too sure. It doesn't state the year that photo came in, but it is kind of interesting. I'll probably tweet that photo out later on tonight there when we're doing it all with the two shows here, with this one and the one with Costanza. All right there. So, first news. It was official. YR called it. And, yep, it is official. John Lowry will be the new touring guitarist for Motley Crue. It was announced earlier today there. And it was long speculated for a while there because yesterday it was officially confirmed that Mick Mars will step down from any tours with the Crue. And it was I'm going to look that up right there for any blabbering news items.
I sent you that the official.
Yep.
Video. Well, it was an official statement from Motley Crue.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then I looked around, and John 5 did do Motley Crue in his sets as well in the past.
Mm-hmm.
When he did John and the Creatures, you know what I'm saying? His own band.
Yep.
And He does it pretty good. And I looked. He is using it.
Ooh,
He's just using his um
Telecaster.
Telecaster with Floyd Rose on there.
Oh yeah,
So
yes.
yeah.
Which is cool because, as I mentioned yesterday, you can do a Telecaster with the Floyd Rose there, but as you do a Gibson, well, for a Gibson, it's kind of because mostly some of the Gibson Les Pauls are part hollow, but for the Floyd Rose and nowadays on Ibanez guitars or other expensive guitars, you have to make this little not really a dent, but a little bit of room for the where the tuning pegs on the Floyd Rose gadget goes in because these things are like heavy, man. If anybody has an Ibanez guitar with that kind of a setup there, you understand what I'm talking about there. All right. So here's the official from blabbermouth.net. Motley Crue has officially recruited John Five as its new touring guitarist following Mick Mars's decision to no longer tour with the band. Earlier today, Motley Crue released the following statement, quote, "While change is never easy, we accept Mick's decision to retire from the band due to the challenges with his health. We have watched Mick manage his see if you can help me pronounce this, Ark, if you can.
Whoa,
I know. What? What?
that doesn't even sound like a real
Called it
word.
something yesterday, Brown. You were just in short. AC or something? Not AC.
AS.
AS?
AS, yeah.
Okay.
The AS condition. I'm trying to pronounce the damn thing because I hate these medical conditions that you cannot fucking pronounce for fucking crying out loud. Jeez, man. Give me a break. So, ankylosing spondylitis. I think it's pronounced. I should probably send the archive if because he's better at pronouncing words than I am. He's been either way. Mick has been managing this AS condition for decades, and he's always managed it with utmost courage and grace. To say enough is the ultimate act of courage. Mick's sound helped define Motley Crue from the moment he plugged in his guitar at our very first rehearsal together. The rest, they say, is history, and we will continue to honor his musical legacy. We will carry out Mick's wish and continue to tour as planned in 2023. No doubt it will be an absolutely outstanding musician. It will take an outstanding musician to fill Mick's shoes. So we are grateful that our good friend John Five has agreed to come on board and join us moving forward. We will see all you crew heads out on the road. John Five released a statement of his own saying, "I am honored to carry on Mick's legacy and are looking forward to playing these songs." Now, John Five has always been a longtime friend of Nikki Sixx, as we did on the music show yesterday. In fact, he is credited with co-writers on 3 original songs on the Dirt soundtrack. He's also a member of the LA Rats, the supergroup featuring Rob Zombie, Nikki Sixx, and drummer Tommy Kulfentos, who I think he was the one who played with Black Sabbath and did some filling in for Tommy Lee at their stadium tour earlier this year. Five's involvement with the crew as the band's youth guitarist was first reported as a rumor by Metal Sludge October 7th. Now, speculation of Five replacing Mars gained a lot of strength after the longtime guitarist for Rob Zombie failed to appear with the shock rocker at this year's Aftershock Festival in Sacramento, California. Rob was was joined by his old guitarist, Mike Riggs, for the first time since 2006. Now, Five has performed various Crue songs a number of times in the past. Back in 2018, he was joined by Sixx along with Anthrax's Scott Ian and his wife Pearl Ade at the Whiskey A Go Go in West Hollywood, California, to play a cover of Shout at the Devil. Earlier this year, the guitarist ran through editions of Home Sweet Home, Kickstart My Heart, and a couple of shows on his U.S. tour. Five spoke about his close friendship with Nikki Sixx in a 2019 interview with a magazine called Outburn. At the time, he said, quote, Nikki, he's my best friend. We love each other. He has inspired me and taught me so much about life in general. He's a phenomenal songwriter, lyricist, author, everything. He's always telling me to listen to this audiobook or see this movie. He has a happy marriage, a happy life, a successful band. Actually, two successful bands. He also has 6 a.m. on the side there. And he also had the Sixth Sense radio show for a long while in the early 2000s. He's also one of the most inspiring people. He'll text me all the time to read something, try something. It's wonderful. He's a phenomenal photographer as well. I remember him telling me that he's going to take bass lessons again and get back playing with his fingers. He was so dedicated. We worked on the Dirt soundtrack together. When we went into the studio, he did it all with his fingers. Tommy Lee, the crew's drummer, was like, look at you. He's such a dedicated person. I loved the Dirt movie. It was killer. Now, Mick's retirement was announced yesterday during our music show, of course, as I stated, via statement to his representative to Variety magazine. The statement said, Mick Mars, co-founder and lead guitarist of the heavy metal band Motley Crue for the past 41 years, has announced that today, due to his ongoing painful struggle with AS, he will no longer be able to tour with the band. Mick will continue as a member of the band, but can no longer handle the rigors of the road. AS is an extremely painful and crippling degenerative disease which affects the spine. Now, back in 2013, Vince Neil of the Crue said that Mars' ongoing battle with AS, a painful form of chronic arthritis which causes vertebrae in the spine to fuse together, as well as the band's desire to go out on top, were the prime reasons for the decision for the Crue to call it quits in 2015. The All Bad Things Must Come to the End tour there, as it was often called. Nick Vinccio said, Mick's health is not that good, and touring for him is extremely tough. I'm sure in 5-10 years' time, we will probably do something together, but it's not going to be like a kiss farewell to the farewell tour. We're not going to be like that. Now, Crue drummer Tommy Lee echoed Vince's comments at the time, telling the Canadian house music producer Dead 5, it could the same thing that we reported yesterday. Mick has a spinal disease that's slowly fusing his vertebrae together. It's one of those things that's not treatable. It's treatable, but it's not curable. So it's just progressively getting worse, and it's painful for him. When he doesn't want to tour that much longer. I can't say I don't blame him. I cannot say I blame him. The last thing we want to do is go out running on 2 cylinders with some hired guy playing guitar. That's just whack. So we want to go out with one last hurrah with the original guys and be done with it. Now, Now, this tour is supposed to take place, of course, along with Def Leppard, a co-headlining tour. And they're going to hit some European shows and most likely some U.S. states as well, no doubt about that. So here's to Mr. John Five for stepping in some big-ass shoes there. But then again, John Five has managed to create some big-ass shoes of his own when you think about all the bands he's with. Manson, Rob Zombie, the 2 Project with Rob Halford. And let's not forget, I was telling YR about this yesterday on our show. He was a member of this awesome group who played the local scene in Detroit in the later 80s called Pepperland. They did good cover versions of some Metallica songs, I Story of Love by Kiss, and some of their good originals as well there. Yay! So here's to you, John Five, for taking on such a big-ass task, but we know he can do it. All right. And I think YR sent me something else about Joey Belladonna.
That and
Mm-hmm.
major news that
Mm-hmm.
what was it? It was a good piece. Let me look
Mm-hmm.
for it. Hold on.
All right,
Wait,
good,
look.
good. Now, okay, let's see. Now, another person who has a love of horror movie is Kurt Hammett of Metallica. I remember he has, I guess he had a thing. He has an episode. He was in a feature in an episode called Metal and Monsters. There, I guess he talks about his love of the horror genre. There. Mm-hmm. Let me see here. There was another him. Oh yeah. And by the way, Ian Hill of Judas Priest says it's sad that Ripper Owens and Richie Faulkner are not the ones being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame along with the other members of Priest. And I couldn't agree more there because Tim Owens is a phenomenal vocalist. He filled in Rob Halford's shoes pretty well. In fact, he gained praise from Rob Halford as well. Well, mostly because it was a big weight off of Halford's shoulders. It took him 7 years to find Owens to be their singer, believe it or not. There, that's how damn good Rob Halford was. All right, there. Let's see what we go on here. Blah blah blah.
The rumor ACDC Brian Johnson. He said that he
Yeah.
shot down that Bon Scott wrote the lyrics to Back in Black.
Uh huh.
That was a rumor, but it's not true. So.
I didn't think so. Yeah.
Oh, this is what it was too. The look into this one. The Jerry Lee Lewis death rumor. A lot of people were saying he
I
died
heard,
yesterday.
but he's
Now.
still alive. I know. That's another rumor. That's another thing. People love. I'm glad you brought that up. There is this YouTube channel, which I'm not going to name, because I don't want to give this shit ass channel any publicity. But they're always coming out with these. 5 minutes ago, Ozzy Osbourne passed away. 5 minutes ago, Bruce Willis passed away, died of a heart attack. 10 minutes ago, and they're all not true. Now they have all the comments of their videos turned off, so obviously they're going to get lots of flack, because of all this. What is the meaning of them putting out videos like these? Do they hate celebrities that much to the point where they want to say that they're dead at such and such there? Or what? Or is it done as a prank just to get attention? Most likely. I'm thinking it's probably that. I don't know. Let me look up Brian Johnson there, as you mentioned there. Now, Matt Sorum, by the way, has a new band. Matt Sorum, the drummer from Guns N' Roses, The Cult, Velvet Revolver. He has a band called Kings of Chaos. They have a new music video that's just put out titled Judgment Day there. And let's see other here. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, now this is going to be interesting here. You got to pay attention to this. We just talked about the Pantera Celebration Tour that's happening next year. Pantera's headlining concert in Santiago, Chile. This is in Chile. Originally scheduled for December 13th at the 5,400 capacity Teatro it's a venue, Calpasian. I got to learn how to pronounce better. It has been moved to December 12th at the Movistar Arena, a 17,000 seat multi-purpose indoor arena. Earlier today, Pantera shared the news of the date and the venue change, writing on social media, quote, "Our upcoming headlining show at this place has sold out so quickly that we had to move the show to the Movistar Theater on this December 12th. And Sepultura is now on the bill as well. Tickets are available now." It was first reported this past July that Pantera surviving members Rex Brown, the bass player, and singer Phil Anselmo will unite with Zakk Wylde from Black Label Society and Ozzy Osbourne's band, along with Anthrax drummer Charlie Benedetti, for a world tour under the Pantera banner. It is a celebration, not much of a reunion tour. Ensemble and Brown, along with Wild and Benetti, will headline a number of major festivals across North America, Europe, and stage some of their own headline concerts as well. Now, according to Billboard, the lineup has been given the green light by both the estates of the band's founding members, Dimebag Darrell Abbott and Vincent Vinnie Paul Abbott, as well as Rex Brown himself, who later said he wouldn't tour with Pantera if a reunion was going to happen. It's unclear what changed his mind.
I think they will do obviously U.S. tour maybe in like 2024 or maybe next year.
Yeah, I'm thinking next year. Yeah, it would be nice. All right. So, I'm about to begin the topic here. You ready, YR, or are you still looking for that article about Brian Johnson? YR? We didn't lose him, did he?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, let's see here. All right, there. All right, so how are we going to do this? Are we going to do like a one-on-one here and take turns on discussing the artists, music?
Yeah, that kind of seems to work best.
Yes, well, we will definitely do that. And believe me, I got some Halloween suggestions that probably YR and you yourself haven't even heard of.
Yeah, so about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Like I said, we have I have a lot of suggestions for Halloween. I already sent YR one of my dark soundscape sets, Virus of the Sith, which he said was pretty damn good there.
Yeah, I was from saying you should send up Ark. Would you post some of those on your Patreon?
I could, yeah.
Tell you what, I will send you one that's on my channel right now, and I will definitely and you can definitely put it on your Patreon for you can keep it out long there as high as you want, dude. All right.
Okay.
I will do that. All right, there. So, is it your turn there, Ark? Go first.
I can, I suppose.
All right, there.
And I'm going to take.
So I'll go off of what y'all have and give my opinion.
Okay, then. All right, there.
I'm going to grab this one for you, the one of you two mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
Thriller, Michael Jackson.
Oh, that gets played a lot on the supermarkets, Rio. And that, no doubt it's going to be played at a lot of mainstream clubs out there. No doubt about that.
Yeah, because it's definitely Halloween themed.
Absolutely. And plus the video, and plus the long video.
Right.
Yeah, that when I saw
that. Yeah, because
that,
it had a story also.
Absolutely, a very gruesome story there. In fact, before the show would start, there was a little statement on the screen there saying, "This movie has no affiliation with the occult or any of that." So
right.
people would think, "Oh, Michael Jackson is a devil worshiper because he trended some horror territory there,"
which is ridiculous. But
absolutely,
people are people.
Absolutely, there.
Is YR going to be present?
I am here. I'll be in and out.
All right, there. All right, there.
I'll throw in Rob Zombie.
All right.
Pretty scary.
Pretty much everything he does.
And the movies he came out with, the Halloween, the two Halloweens.
Did you watch both? See that, Brown?
No, I didn't there. But he also has another one called The Munsters, his movie rendition of the TV series there.
Yeah, but that's not really horror.
I know. It's supposed to be a comedy as well there, since the Munsters series itself was a sitcom.
This
But
con
go ahead.
the monsters.
The Munsters.
No, it's called the monsters.
Yeah, Munsters. Yeah. Instead of O, it's a U. It was based on the 60s sitcom starring Fred Gwynn, Yvonne DeGreg, and
Yeah.
Billy.
DiCarlo.
Yep. And the kid who plays
And others.
Oh yeah. And the kid
Al
who
Lewis.
plays Al Lewis. Oh yeah, who did Graham? Who lived for how many years, man?
Oh, I don't recall how old he got, but man, he was old during that.
Absolutely, there. I mean, he lived a lot of long years. And um, who's the kid who played Eddie Munster? Brandon Cruz.
Butch Patrick, I think.
Butch Patrick. Yeah, I was thinking of Brandon Cruz, the guy who starred in Courtship of Eddie's father with
Lewis.
him.
Oh,
What happened? What?
Then they had two different girls that played the niece because the first one
Al
didn't
Lewis
stay.
was the grandpa.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. Yep.
Dracula type guy.
Absolutely. And in the new Rob Zombie version, the guy who plays his grandpa is sporting a mustache, which is unique there.
I haven't seen the whole thing, but I've seen pieces of it.
So have I.
Of all people, Elvira's in it.
Elvira. Oh, no surprise. Elvira's like a Halloween staple for many years.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, your turn, YR? Or is it mine?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did. Rob Zombie there. Okay. I'm going to throw this this artist right here. He was like, he portrayed himself as a witch doctor in a tuxedo. Screaming Jay Hawkins. We know him best for his song I Put a Spell on You, which is covered by Marilyn Manson, Creedence Clearwater Revival, and The Crazy World of Arthur Brown. He also has a interesting song there titled Constipation Blues. If people talk about the pain of love, I'll show you some real pain. It just takes it from there, man. You gotta check it out, YR. It's a trip to listen to. I know my dad was in the garage one time working on a car, and he would come in, turn on the radio, said, "Hey, honey, you gotta listen to this," and he was playing the song there. And at the time, my mom was going through some constipation herself, so that seems kind of fitting.
Ah,
There you go.
Yeah, I think the Animals covered that song too.
Oh man, I got to hear that one there. Oh man, I get. That'd be good. That's a good song to play after eating a hearty meal, or when you listen. Well, while you listen to Tony's streams there. I'm sorry, Tony. I had to throw that in there. It's a joke.
No drama.
I know that.
no drama, man. Come on.
My turn?
Yeah, I
get our
believe so. Yes,
throat split next week. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
I know. It's just a little somebody. Everyone does it. Including me.
Season of the Witch, Donovan.
Now, this is what I was going to mention about witches in general. I
Mhm.
mean, obviously, y'all going to stick to the songs and stuff, but I just want to bring in like history of Halloween and that culture and stuff. Like, really, the first Hollywood TV exposure of a witch, I think, was The Witch of Oz.
The Wicked
Maybe.
Witch of the West.
Maybe in books in the past, maybe before that, but I can't really think of any other witches. I mean, and just those characters in that movie, people do dress up as those characters for Halloween as well.
That's
True.
right.
Dorothy. I know I've seen some Dorothy and the Witch, the Lion,
Mhm.
probably, and the Scarecrow. I've seen.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they make costumes. I know they make costumes for all those characters. So
Oh yeah. I know there's a spirit. You walk into any Spirit of Halloween store, you see those items all over the place there. They're all over the joint there. Probably the Dracula or the witch costumes are probably the most favorite there, without a doubt there. Along with some of the other Star Wars and other stuff there, like steampunk outfits or
Mm.
Freddy
CM Punk,
Krueger. With them?
CM Punk costume.
Oh yeah, there. Yeah. All right, there. So it's my turn.
Yeah.
All right, there. I'm gonna throw this album in here. I did a review of this album a couple years back there. It came out in 2006. I don't know which label it came on, but it's an album titled Lust Mord. Now, Lust
Mm.
Mord, I spoke about, I did a review of a couple of his albums there. It's headed by a dude out of Wales, England, named Brian Williams. He is considered a dark sound artist, the pioneer of the dark ambient genre. In 2006, the Church of Satan contacted him about doing some music for their ceremonies on
Mm.
June 6th of that
What?
year. That's right. He did. It was the 40th anniversary of that, and they asked Williams, who, by the way, is an atheist, doesn't believe in God nor the devil, to participate and provide some music while the ceremony is going on. I guess he paid him a lot of money to do so there. So he did the thing there. It was talked about a lot in various interviews that he had did in the past. He would record that and later release it on his label. I forgot which label it was. It may have been Vaultworks or something like that. But it was titled Rising. It includes all the music for that ceremony. And it's really interesting listening to, man. It really is.
Okay. Mine is The Who. Boris the Spider.
Oh yeah, featuring Entwistle on the vocals there.
Nice job. I tore up my throat.
Ooh, careful there.
Brown, what is your favorite scary movie?
A scary movie.
Yes.
There was this one I remember seeing back in '83 on the I think it may have been the Cinemax channel there. It was called Mausoleum. I
Mm.
spoke about this a couple times there. Came out in 1983 as it was. I guess it was may have been some of the in between the high and low budget movie there, but it featured some former Playboy model there. Let me look it up there.
Which is a good reason to watch it right there.
That's right. Absolutely. There. Now, there is a couple scene where she's with this psychiatrist, and the demon that possesses her comes out, and the face she makes when this demon comes in is like, holy shit. You would not want to come home after cheating on your wife and see your wife with that look on your face. You see that, they like, whoop, I'm out of here. Let me the fuck out. Without a doubt there. Okay. Give me, Mausoleum movie 1983. All right, there.
Good God, really? Did you
Yeah.
hear about this new movie? I'll get back into the songs.
Mm-hmm.
It's called something 2. It's a horror movie, and people like throwing up at the theaters or like giving them bags.
All right.
Movie
Yep.
theaters.
Wow, man, that's something there.
That's reminiscent of when Exorcist first came out.
Yeah, it's like
Or John Carpenter's The Thing. There was a few reports of some of that going on in the movie theaters.
speaking of throw up and vomit. How about a little Highway to Hell?
Oh yeah, from
Let's throw that in
AC/DC.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the real subject about that is simply if you haven't been on tour with AC/DC throughout those years, you basically don't know what that song's about. Right there. It's basically the same thing as It's a Long Way to Top with rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm
Perfect.
gonna. All right. We send you something in here in a couple of minutes of that face I'm talking about. Give a couple of minutes here. Blah blah blah. All right, there. My next one is another Lustmord album titled Other. I spoke about this. I think I even showed the album cover on previous in the Skype chat of a previous show there. It features Adam Jones on doing some guitar work on a couple of the tracks there, along with Buzz Osborne from the Melvins and some guitar player from the band Isis. Now,
What is it called?
it's called Other by Lustmord. Look it up on Google Images. Definitely. You see the album cover I'm talking about. It is so freaky to look at.
Come on, Brian. That's
Very freaky.
jeez.
It is. Now, I don't know how, and you know what? Adam Jones, the guitar player who I mentioned who appears on that album, he also did the design for that album as well there. All right. Shoot. All right, there's in the Skype chat that face I'm talking about. And let's see. Now, when you see a face like that, say you're not going to stay around. That's for damn sure. Fuck no. Fuck that. I mean, fuck this. I ain't. And by the way, the woman, the former Playboy model that I mentioned is Bobby Breesy.
Mm.
That's her name there. Here we go. The plot follows a young woman who becomes possessed by the same demon that killed her mother. Right? It also won the Special Jury Prize at the 13th Paris Film Festival of Sci-Fi Fantasies Films later that year in December. Freaky ass movie, man. As a matter of fact, the people so many concentrate on the Freddy Kruegers and the Michael Myerses that you forgot about
Yeah,
this
but without
movie there.
without the Hellraisers,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
that
Oh
was
yeah.
all those,
Oh
they
yeah.
wouldn't be here.
Hostels, the Saws. The Saw. I remember seeing the first Saw movie over at a friend's house back in Richmond, Michigan. There, with Danny Glover.
You stole all of them?
Not all of them, just the first
Ah.
one there. I know my ex-girlfriend when she was watching. You remember watching the Friday the 13th remake? I think it may have been. I think also, man. I think she also saw the Nightmare on Elm Street remake as well there, if I'm correct.
Oh, that was horrible, right?
The Friday the Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Yeah, it's
All right. I never really saw. I wasn't paying attention. Too many times she was have her face in the computer there a lot of times. So I said, "Fuck it." I'll be going to head outside, do my
gotta
own
watch
damn
your-
thing.
You gotta watch the originals, Brown brother.
I did, yes. I saw the original, which, by the way, the original Nightmare featured a young actor named Johnny Depp, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, remember, he was one of the cast members of that movie there. In fact, you remember the scene where the kids get sucked down to the bed and all the blood splatters onto the ceiling, which, by the way, was shot backwards. That was Johnny Depp. All right. So is
That's
it?
who.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's who. Eddie Trunk interviewed today briefly because he's at a resort in Cancun, but it's like a music thing. They're doing like a not a festival, but I guess in a way, yeah, a festival, like 3 days,
Right.
whatever. And that's one. It's like 80s, and it's called 80s in the Sand.
Nice.
And that's one of the they're not performing, but they do music. They're just there for meet and greets. Is Corey Feldman,
All right.
and wasn't he in that movie with? Wasn't he in a movie with Johnny Depp?
I don't know if it was any movie with Johnny Depp, but we know Corey Helmet is Corey Helmet, the late Corey Helmet. You said Corey Feldman, right?
Yeah, Feldman, not
Yeah,
Helmet.
yeah, Feldman, yeah. Corey Feldman and his late buddy Corey Haim. You got to give a nod to the Lost Boys from 1987. That was a big one there. All right. That's what I saw on cable television. Which, by the way, you got to give it up to the guy who did the threads for Keith Sutherland's character David. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Now that is vampire swag right there, folks. And see me on my Gmail.
Well, was that
Uber.
always?
What up?
Was that? I always heard that. We'll get back into the list, but
Right.
Marilyn Manson. A lot of people used to say Marilyn Manson was a vampire, drunk blood, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did you ever, like, really, like for real? Did you ever hear those about that?
No, I didn't. Well, it's no doubt that he did meet Anton LaVey of the Church of Satan years around 94 and 95. In fact, he made Manson a reverend of that organization. Now, Manson would later said that he's not a Satanist. He's more atheist, I guess you could say there, despite growing up with a religious background there. But Manson often got blamed a lot for some of the way kids, or so a lot of trouble that kids were getting into and stuff. You may remember
Right.
back in '99, he took the blame for the shootings in Littleton, Colorado, and Columbine High School that made national news. A lot of people were blaming him left and right for that. In fact, that's what kind of derailed his music career for a long while afterwards. And now his career is really derailed thanks to all these allegations from his ex-fiancée, as well as all those other women. But we won't get into that.
Well, what we do need to get into is the list and Ark. Have you ever heard of a song called "The Monster Mash"?
Oh, who hasn't?
Yeah.
Oh, who hasn't, man?
You'd have to be living in a cave if you hadn't heard that one.
Now,
Who did it?
Was that a one-hit wonder from that artist?
You mean Bobby Boris Pickett and the Crypt Keepers? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Bobby Pickett.
Bobby
Yeah.
Pickett. There.
Oh, that's who. Okay.
I don't think he did anything else.
Wow.
Okay, my turn for two things.
All right.
One, you didn't ask me about my creepy movie. And ironically, I've got to go with one named Halloween and the first one.
Oh, yeah. From 1979.
That creeped me out.
Yeah.
Yeah. the
Directed
first
by
one.
Directed by John Carpenter.
Mm.
And had Jamie Lee Curtis in it.
Mm-hmm. And Donald Pleasance.
Okay, my song, Welcome to My Nightmare, Alice Cooper.
Oh, we know that. Huge favorite. That's another thing that's going to be played around on Halloween on some of the jukeboxes at bars and grills, without a doubt there.
Later, Brian, did you?
Hmm?
You gotta buy a song, man.
And we're going to what? Buy a song? And we're going to
Have a
play
song?
it. I can't hear
What's
you.
Can you play? Are you gonna play one of those Halloween songs, or?
That's not really there. But I am planning on doing it, I guess. What night does Halloween fall on? Monday?
Monday.
Good.
Monday night.
So on Sunday night, the night before, I plan on doing a live dark soundscape stream, especially for Halloween. I plan on doing that after I get done from work that evening there. That's for sure. I already have the thumbnails and the things ready to go. I think I already have the one that had to get the sounds together to put to collage together there, change the pitch, and I'm really be ready to roll.
Now, are you carving a pumpkin this
N-
year? No.
no, we don't really have any Halloween decorations up there. We kind of fell out of that when we became teenagers there.
Well, like they still have Halloween parties. Have you ever been to like a bar or club and they have a Halloween
Yes, they
thing?
have. Yes. Other than there was the Ritz and Roseville. There was there was this thing in JJ Knapp's in Richmond, Michigan. I came dressed as Slash. My hair was extremely a lot more longer than it was my longer back then than it was now there. I had a low top hat and I also had a leather jacket and one
You
of
ever
my
do the
guitars.
ponytail?
What up?
Did you ever do a ponytail or no?
No. The only time I used the ponytail was when I used to work at the restaurant jobs.
No.
That's about it.
All right, Mr. Let's see. I'm gonna throw in. Um, just in general. I mean, I don't really have any specific songs, but what's on my head just in general, the band Kiss. We talked
Mm.
about them last week.
Yep.
Um, now let me ask y'all this: in the '70s and maybe '80s, well, y'all can remember. Now I know y'all were, y'all didn't do Halloween then. Y'all were still what, maybe in high school, college, whatever. Y'all were younger, but
Yep.
were any of those years popular costumes like people or whatever dress up as any members from Kiss? Was like that ever a thing?
Oh, no doubt. I remember there was a Kiss makeup set that boys would. There was I forgot which company had put them out there. But no
But it
doubt,
had to
people.
be right.
What?
Like, because I'm just thinking like people do that. I mean, nowadays maybe not so much because back then they were like new and hot and like popular music, popular band, blah blah blah. I mean, nowadays, I mean, I've seen it, I've done it because, what I'm talking about is people wearing the Kiss, doing the paint, wearing the paint at the show, basically, like doing
Yeah.
the paint at home and then going to the show with the face paint on. So, with that being said, like, that would be that. That's what brings you back to, um, like what you said about the marketing or whatever. That could be a good like Halloween item from Kiss, and I'm sure they do it nowadays too. But like, but originally when that was coming out, like I bet that was a thing. Though. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh, let's dress up as Gene for Halloween. Like I mean, it's pretty interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like Halloween and Kiss, it goes together real well, like milk and cookies. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Mm.
I know
I
the.
mean,
I know probably the biggest Kiss character had to be, of course, Gene Simmons's demon there.
and yeah, you're right. And shout out to WCW's October pay per view. I believe it was in October.
Halloween Havoc.
Halloween Havoc.
Yep.
Shout out to that.
Yeah, which now owns and now NXT runs since WWE owns everything WCW.
Well, I'm very excited. I wanna watch Raw on Monday. And I know their holiday shows like sometimes are corny, but I want to see what Bray Wyatt like if Bray Wyatt's going to be there and see what he does for Halloween. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, man. It's good. It's about time they brought him back in because many people were upset when he got let go like he was.
But So back to the list now. Ark. What recollection of costumes did you used to wear? Like, if you remember, what were some of the ones back in the day,
Oh man,
or did you have to make your own back in that time? I mean, how did it work? They didn't have no party cities
we
back then?
generally did our own thing,
See,
for
that's
the
what I'm
most
saying.
part.
That like that's what like they didn't have party cities back then. But I'm
Well, no,
also
they didn't.
wondering, and this isn't no disrespect or nothing, but this goes for everyone. I wonder when Halloween, like the trick or treating, the costumes, I wonder what era, what year that started, what decade that started,
Oh, it was before I was born, I think, because
because
I was doing it when I was
there was no party cities back then. There was no Spirit Halloween stores,
right.
right? So you
Right.
got to think I mean, obviously, like your sheet for a ghost, that's your classic. Maybe like a cowboy and Indian. You know what I'm saying? Those
Yep.
would
Right.
be. If you think of any more Brown, um, think back when you were, you know, I mean, even if you were in your college years or your post high school years, like these costume parties. Any memories of those, Brown, from you, or
Well, we
any costumes
Well,
you
they
saw throughout your years? Because
well
y'all probably seen more than me. You know.
Well, I remember there were a few Halloween. We all dressed up as kids. We were dressed in our Halloween costumes. I remember going into class dressed as the Shazam Captain Marvel, way
Wait,
before.
so they let you wear costumes at school?
Yes, they did. Yeah,
Ah,
everyone had their own costumes. Then the Captain Marvel costume, the Shazam, I should say. That's what they're now pronounced as. They were the ones. My mom may had that made for me, because she said since I was into that TV show at that time there, I always dug that outfit. So she made that for me. I wore it on Halloween at my
we
what
never
schools I
had.
was.
We never could wear, like, say in elementary. We never, like, I don't. No one wore them at school, but
Wow.
there was always like, whether it was that after school that day or that weekend, there was always like bazaars, like fall or Halloween, like bazaars,
Yep.
like little, not festivals, but like a bazaar. It's like not the word bazaar, but
right.
it's like a little mini festival. Like they'll have little rides or foods or games and based around like fall or Halloween. Like that was kind of a thing as well, which is very fun. They'll have like, I don't know, 52 liters, 50 bottles, the 2 liters, all like in a thing, and you have to toss the ring,
Wow.
and the goes
Right.
over the 2 liter, you win the two. Little games like that, little bingo. Uh, there's another game they play with like these beans,
Uh huh.
like they use. I think it's like a Spanish game, but they use these beans, not like pinto beans or something. It's some weird game like that, but like little stuff like that was always, it's not all about trick or treating for Halloween and stuff. Like it kind of is in a way, right? That one
Yeah.
night, because when it's over and it's, everyone's looking forward to like Christmas, Thanksgiving. So it really all boils down like to that one day, really. I mean, yeah, there could be, since Halloween's on Monday, there's obviously the Halloween parties are going to be this
Oh yeah.
weekend.
Absolutely. There.
Which I wonder if, probably, I wonder when the last time or if it ever happened was Halloween on a weekend ever, because that
I,
would be a wild night.
Yeah, actually, the last Halloween on Saturday I remember was that's when I dressed up as Angus Young. Earlier, I was at Old Town Spring. I was invited
And
to there from a lady named Angela. She brought her oldest daughter with there to check out the Old Town Spring area. It was my first time there. We checked out all the spots, all the restaurants, everything up there. And shout out to you, Angela, out there if you're okay. I hope to see you sometime sooner. She's always out and about with her kids there and husband. And we all hung out, checked out everything there, and
You know this about your channel?
it was no, it's not. No, this was a year before I started my channel. Believe it or not. Remember, I started my channel and came into this community in 2017. This was a year before.
And you found it was through the Super Ugly Show, right?
Yeah, it was. Vince Russo first, and then the Super Ugly Show afterwards, because Vince Russo was made appearances on the Super Ugly Show. They were part of Russo's brand at that time there.
Oh,
Another
back to
per-
the top.
another person we got to get on my channel sometime if we want to talk about wrestling. But back to the list there.
Back to the list. Dr. Brown.
Yeah. All right there. I'm going to recommend this movie. Now we mentioned John Carpenter, and I mentioned about some of the people barfing while watching some of the scenes of this one. 1982's The Thing by John Carpenter with Kurt Russell.
Never seen that.
Oh man, be prepared, man. Be way fucking prepared for that one there. There were a lot of gross elements in that movie, without a doubt. Oh boy, I'll just leave it at that. I'll let everyone. You watch it and you tell me how it is, man.
Okay, my next song is Hell's Bells by AC/DC.
Yep.
And my movie recommendation.
I go ahead. The movie.
Yep.
And the Swamp Creature, mainly for one thing. You get to see Adrienne Barbeau topless.
Oh, Adrienne Barbeau. She was involved in a lot of John Carpenter early movies there. I think it may have been an item, if I'm correct.
She has rather large thingies.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, from my understanding, yeah. She also was in Escape from New York, which, by the way, I also recommend as well there, because Snake Plissken is one of the first guys to sport cyber goth boots. All right. Go ahead.
I'll tell you a couple of my costumes. My earliest recollection, I found the pictures not recently, months ago, but it was an Indian, Native American, probably like 5, right?
Wow.
Let me see, like, I know I was Sting one year, probably 8 or something.
Oh.
7 or 8, and then like they had the costume. I mean, it was a costume you could buy, and it was a mask. It wasn't. I did paint my face. It was a mask, thing mask. What was some big ones? I mean, Scream. I mean, everyone was Scream a couple times, bro. Like the Scream costume, the Scream hoodie,
the ghost face there.
Face, right? That was a major one. There were some Halloweens where I was lazy and I just bought the little $3 or $4 little Jason mask, little plastic. I mean, they make ones that are $50, $100 ones that are elaborate, but just the regular plastic, hockey goalie mask, which
Oh yeah, that's one of those popular ones.
Never really spent never really spent tons of money to get the whole nine, all that shit, but mostly the combos, the mask and gown combos, whether it's Ghostface or whatever. I think that's about it. I mean, these haunted houses. I mean, I challenge you, Brown, to go to a haunted house, film it.
Right.
I might do that. I might try to do that. I mean, some of these things get expensive, $30, $40, but some of them are which I've never. I mean, a lot of them are like these temporary like little buildings, little shack things you go. You know what I'm saying? Like you can easily build them out of wood. But some are elaborate and like are in the forest, like some of these haunted forest type ones. You go into the woods and that's pretty cool. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But for the most part, if it's, I mean, I'm not even talking about a storefront. A lot of these places in Texas, rather, are like it's on the side of a freeway and almost like 50 firework stands built together. It's like that type of building, it's almost like a shack, and I mean, they have a ticket booth in all these places, but usually they're like 25, $30. And that was maybe 15, 20 years ago. You
Wow.
know what I'm saying?
I see
Now,
there.
that and then the real haunted houses, that's a whole different thing. Now, you can go to like historic places and there, ghosts were there maybe one, that's different from what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like those things that people get in costume, they go and they you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyway, one of my and you could I mean, what about, I forget his name, the lead singer, um but the shirt is very iconic. Misfits, what's that lead singer's name?
Glenn Danzig.
Yes,
Yes.
that's very dark. I mean, I don't know about demonic, but in that same ballpark, in the same pond as Halloween. I think. You know what I'm saying? You rob zombies, stuff like that. What do you think about that? They do the
Well,
face paint. Like, did you ever see someone at a Halloween party dressed as Danzig? That
you know
would be
what?
a,
You know
you
what?
know?
Most I know Dancing doesn't do the face paint no more, but we got to give the Misfits tons of credit. They were one of the first, horror punk rock bands
Yeah,
out there. They draw their inspirations from movies like Plan 9 from Outer Space, The
right,
Angry Red
right,
Planet. They were
right.
into that a lot, big time there. And they display that in their songs, in their style of dress there. And they've influenced Metallica, Guns N' Roses, many other punk bands like Pennywise.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
absolutely. They did a reunion show, about a year or two ago at a place called Riot Fest in Chicago, where Dave Lombardo, ex-Slayer drummer, filled in on the Skins there. And it was probably the only time the three main members, Danzig, Doyle, and Jerry Only, were able to coexist on the stage together, because currently Jerry Only has the Misfits name and he's using has had Marky Ramone on the drums, and he also had the former guitarist for Black Flag, some dude named
Well, they
Dez or
did
something like
play.
that.
They played at the same venue that Accept was at, so keep an eye out for
All
that.
right.
Would you see? Would you see Danzig like you saw Accept? Would you go out of your way to go and see that?
Well, I would check it out if they're
Okay.
touring. But by the way, if you ever saw the original video for the song "Mother," that video never got played on MTV because they had bare breasts, they had the supposed fake blood, and one scene where a woman takes some fake blood and draws a satanic cross on the naked lady's belly there. There you
All
go.
right, Art.
My turn?
Yeah.
Okay. How about Mike Oldfield, Tubular Bells?
Oh yeah, oh the big one there, and we know which movie this piece would become the theme music for, The Exorcist.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Now, how did Mike Oldfield react to that piece being the theme music for one of the greatest horror movies of all time? Was he happy?
Oh,
Was
I'm
he
sure he
like,
was
huh?
happy with the royalties.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm
No
sure he
doubt
was
about
happy with
that.
the royalties.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt about that. I remember had that on vinyl back in the early 2000s. There, I saw it at a used record shop. It's like, you know what? I'm going to listen to the whole record there. And
Pretty good.
and it was pretty damn good. I guess all the instrument was played by himself, by Michael Oldfield himself. Believe it or not.
That, from what I understand, he played every instrument.
Absolutely there. All right. All right there. All right. Okay, so I guess it's YR's turn now.
Yeah, it's your turn, Brad.
No, it's your turn. Okay. I thought it was Okay. Okay. I'm gonna throw this one in here, and we all know this. The song Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath.
Mm.
And we all know that. And that was inspired by a paranormal experience that Geezer Butler had in the band's earlier days. The story was that Ozzy apparently stolen this book of witchcraft or some devil stuff there, and he gave it to Geezer. Geezer had it in his cupboard, and he went to lay down to go to sleep. He wakes up, and there's this shadowy figure standing at the edge of the bed. That freaked Geezer out. He runs to the cupboard to get her to throw away the book, and the book was missing. In fact, here's something else. I think we detailed it in our Black Sabbath spotlight a couple months back when we spotlighted on them. It also spotlighted on their old Metal Maniacs show there. They never were devil worshippers, but every Christian fundamentalist group, every parent, PTA, PTL groups was coming down hard at them because of the satanic imagery. That was a record label's idea. And you know how record labels are. Use whatever you can to sell the record, gain controversy. Remember the 3 C's of the entertainment world I spoke about a few times. Controversy creates cash. And it always works. It worked with Madonna. It worked with Ozzy Osbourne all the time. It works it works everywhere, Get a controversy over a TV show and people will watch it. Like you remember when Roseanne Barr fucked up the national anthem back in around 90, 91 there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The ratings for her TV show on ABC went way through the roof as a result of that. So definitely the idea was definitely, let's make people buy the records by using some dark imagery there. It turns out the only thing the closest it came to black magic was a box of chocolates. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, so I guess
My turn?
Your turn. Yay.
How about Werewolves of London, Warren Zevon?
Oh, yeah. That I saw. They were playing a live version of that on the on the satellite radio at my job there.
It's actually a neat little song.
Yeah, it is kind of. And let's not forget, it got some of the chords were sampled by Kid Rock for that All Summer Long song. Later on, years later on. Oh, yes, I guess it's YR turn.
Somebody?
Somebody. Somewhere.
Dr.
Hmm?
Go ahead, Dr. Brown.
What's up? Is it your turn?
Hello.
I'm having trouble, having a hard time hearing you, dude.
Hello.
I'm hearing you. All right.
How about you heard of that group Butcher Babies?
Butcher Babies? I have heard of them.
Yes.
I have. I haven't really heard their music, but I know the 2 ladies that are on leader there took the hottest damn hill.
Let's talk about and I don't really know anything about the guy, but this John Carpenter guy.
Oh yeah.
Was he famous only off the Halloween theme? Or?
No, not. He did other movies as well. He did Prince of Darkness in '87, featuring a couple appearances from Alice Cooper. He did They Live with Rowdy Roddy Piper in the lead role. That came out that came out in '88, which I saw. He also did Big Trouble in Little China, an action with mixing with some comedy with Kurt Russell. Best guy movie out there. He also did a couple of other Halloween movies, except for Halloween 3, that had a different storyline and a different director. He also did The Thing, the remake of The Thing, as I mentioned there. And he did a whole bunch of others there. He also did the revamped Halloween recently. I guess he was involved in the recent Halloween movies trilogies that came out recently. So he definitely made a name for himself. And he's also a musician as well. Him and somebody else did the theme music for the movie Big Trouble in Little China, as well as he did some instrument work on the They Lived movie as well there. All right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Blue Oyster Cult, Don't Fear the Reaper.
Oh.
Yeah. We know the subject of that one. I know many other groups were condemning that song, saying that song's telling you it's okay to kill yourself, which it was never true.
They do tour.
They still, yeah.
I don't know who's original. I don't know. Feel on that. Do you know who's original? Maybe the guitarist?
Well, the ones I know are Eric Bloom and Buck Dharma. I don't know much about the other members, but I did see them back in 2007 at the Stars and Stripes Festival in Mount Clemens, Michigan. And they had Rudy Sargel on their bass. Yeah. I guess now they still do shows. Whether release albums or not today, I do not know. But they do play smaller venues like theaters and such. But they're still together.
I saw them when they, at 9/11, had a couple of big shows.
Mm-hmm.
One of them happened to be in Dallas, and I went and saw it.
Ah, nice.
And I saw them there where they had like 10 different groups, and each of them played about 3 songs.
Ah.
But they had the Blue Oyster Cult do Godzilla and Cities on Flame with Rock and Roll.
Ah.
I don't remember what the third song was.
So, Dr. Brown, did you take a shit today, brother?
Oh, gosh. Oh, dude. You got to think about asking that question everywhere.
Halloween, come on.
Oh, yeah. Oh. I didn't think discussing Halloween. Oh, well, if you're well, when you think about it, if you're watching a real scary ass movie, it would be best to sit on the toilet to keep yourself from shitting your pants in fear.
Have you ever shit your pants before?
Never.
All right.
Dude. Okay. All right, so is it my turn?
Yes, go ahead, brother.
All right, there. We mentioned Crazy World of Arthur Brown, the song Fire, and the fire poem that starts it off with. And we know fire, take you to burn. Yeah. I thought, and if you ever watch any footage of the guy when he was on stage in the 60s, he would wear this helmet with the flames up on top of it there. He would dance around there and wear all these wild ass costumes and such with face paint to boot.
Did you ever put on face paint in your life?
I can't hear you, dude.
Did you ever put on face paint in your life?
The only time I did was when I went as a Joker in 2015.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yes, I remember, yeah. Right? Alright. I guess, is it my turn? I believe so.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
I don't know.
I know, we lost track there. Let's see. I think it is my turn there. I, okay, I'm going to mention this. I'm going to mention another Lustmord album, and this is the album that got me into Lustmord. It's an album called The Place Where the Black Stars Hang. It came out first in 1994, and it was originally just one track throughout the whole CD with the 5 sections. When it got reissued on a different label a couple years later, it was, of course, went to 5 tracks. Now, the most intense piece of the album is the 4th track, Metastatic Renaissance. It's about 20 some plus minutes long. It's like a very intense piece to listen to there, without a doubt. I'd highly recommend it, everybody listening here, including you, Ark and YR there. In fact, I'll probably put it in your Skype chat sometime there. I'll Skype it to you either way there. All right, that's for sure.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, mine. Who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
That's another movie I have never seen. Ever.
Oh, the original?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw. We all saw it in the
Never seen it.
theaters. Definitely.
Never seen none of them.
Oh, wow. Well, it's just about 3. It was both Ghostbusters 1 and 2.
All
And
of
there
it,
was...
and I probably need to because, of the time.
Well, I think the original one's the one to see.
Right,
Yeah.
the era and everything. That one, like the Back to the Future movie, like all those movies I never seen.
Oh, wow.
Damn, do you ever go to the movies?
I mean, I couldn't see those. Those movies came out back in the day. I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? I need to rent them or.
Watch
really
DVD.
Did you ever see The Lord of the Rings?
The Two Towers, yes, which was great.
Well,
That's the only one.
Did you ever see Lord of the Rings?
I've seen Titanic.
mm,
Never Lord of the Rings. The Two Towers, yes.
yeah, it's just the Two
Second
Towers.
one.
That's all.
Well, there's 3 Lord of the Ring movies.
Ah.
And if you want to watch them in one day, you better take a full day because they're about 3 hours apiece.
Absolutely. And I think there's a Hobbit trilogy as well that comes along with it.
There is.
Yeah, I remember that,
Well,
yes.
Brother Brown, could you be
You
a
need
guitar
another day
tech
for that one.
for someone with a Floyd Rose guitar? Could you be a guitar tech or no?
Not that much. The only guitar I used to have there was one guitar I used to work on consistently. It was old Tiesco that my mom and dad bought me at an old Kmart back in '78. I was rearranging, trying to come up with different things where to put the trying. I remember, one of my pick guard. I guess the pick guard got broken. My mom and dad came up with this awesome looking pick guard on there, which was hand manufactured by them as well. There, I know I had my dad, solder a couple of things together so that way the pickups would it'd be like the toggle switch. So make them something like that. There, I had that. My mom and my dad basically take care of that there. All right. Is it your turn, YR, or is it mine?
All right, yeah, go ahead.
All right. Okay. Let's see here. I gotta throw this one in here. We all know that this movie up here was probably one of the biggest reasons why people were afraid to go into the water around the time this movie came out. Jaws.
Jaws.
Yep.
I knew that was coming.
Absolutely there, because to see that big ass shark come out of the water and Roy Schneider stepping back is like in complete shock. It's like, damn, you're gonna need a bigger boat to tackle that thing there. That's one of the best lines in the movie there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. When you mentioned Rob Zombie, you didn't tell us any songs.
Oh yeah. Well, my personal favorite would have to be would have something like it'd be it's a short tune called well not really it's called What Lurks at Channel X. It's from the Hellbilly Deluxe album there.
And of course, there's Living Dead Girl,
Oh yeah, that's like the theme of
Dracula.
Dracula as well there, named after the Munsters vehicle there from the TV series. And of course, Demonoid Phenomenon. Hellbilly Deluxe, I was playing that record a lot when I was bike riding in Richmond a lot of times, heading to various areas there. Meet the Creeper, Sick Bubblegum. And in fact, we also got to throw in House of a Thousand Corpses. That movie gained a lot of controversy even before it was even released because of the massive amounts of gore in there. A couple buddies back then saw it there and they said definitely it was a homage to all those gory movies out there from years before.
Yeah. And I got your little novelty tune, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard Haunted House by Jumping Gene Simmons? Not the Kiss Gene Simmons.
I think you mentioned that one time there back then. It was our One Hit Wonders series that you were talking about that song?
Yeah.
Ah, nice. I see there.
Pretty neat little song, actually.
All right. All right. All right. So I guess it's
And of course,
go ahead.
All right, Dr. Brown, your turn.
I think it's Ark's turn.
In the coil.
okay. How about Alan Parsons' Tales of Mystery and Imagination, the whole thing?
The album inspired by
Right.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Right. Raven,
Mm-hmm.
Dream Within a Dream, A Telltale Heart,
All right.
which, by the way, Arthur Brown sung that song.
All right. Nice.
Did you know that?
Not until now. I think Arthur Brown is
That's
still
Arthur
active.
Brown singing.
Oh wow, nice.
That I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think he does still perform occasionally there. If I'm correct, I've never seen.
Well, listen to Telltale Heart and tell me if that you don't immediately think of Arthur Brown.
Oh yeah. Well, if it don't, I gotta check that whole album out. Believe it or not, hell, any Alan Parsons Project album is worth checking out.
Yeah, but that one with iRobot on it. What was the name of that one?
Let's see. Total Eclipse.
It was the second one.
Oh,
No.
Pyramid. No, I think it was Pyramid. No, I think it came out after iRobot.
Could have been.
I don't know. There was so.
iRobot was good.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a
Well,
classic.
Most of his stuff's good.
All right. Either way, there.
Turn of a Friendly Card.
Oh yeah. Okay, I think it's YR's turn now.
Go ahead.
All right, there. I got to throw this. I'm not too sure if you want to. Let's see. I'm thinking of what we could think of. What we could think of next here. Blah blah blah. There. I got to throw this out there. The song "God of Thunder" by Kiss. It said, "I am the Lord of the wasteland. I gather darkness to please me, and I command you to kneel before the God of thunder and rock and roll. Despair you're under will slowly rob you of your virgin soul."
Oh.
That's Gene all the way there, since he was the demon of the group there.
And we might as well throw out DOA.
DOA. Oh yeah, Blood Rock. That's man. When you listen to that song, that's a creepy song to listen to. I
The
mean,
Pretty
lyrics,
bad.
yeah,
the lyrics will creep you out.
absolutely. And I think you all mentioned that some of some radio stations refuse to play it because of the content
Yeah, it
of
was
the
banned in
song.
a lot of places and still did well.
Absolutely. So controversy does help a lot of ways there. It could gain you a lot of attention, even though it may not get played on the radio
People would
there.
call and ask for this. People would call and ask for the song. Do you know? Can't play that one.
Yeah, because it is a very chilling song to listen to there. All right, all right there. So I gotta throw in this one album that's from Tangerine Dream. This is what really got me into them in the full swing there. It's a very eerie. The title cut of the album, which takes up all of side one, about 17 minutes at that time, very creepy to listen to. I would listen to this album. Well, basically, to go back to the story, there was a recorded cassette that I saw at the Leland City Club, sitting on one of the speakers. One side was Jean-Michel Jarre from that '86 concert he did in Houston, where he transformed the city into a whole concert stage. I think it's called, I forgot the title of it. But the other side was Atom by Tangerine Dream, ATEM. And I was listening to some of that on the way back from the club, and I was like, wow, this is pretty interesting to listen to. I would later go drive around Belle Isle late at night, sometimes with the lights off, and play that whole record there. It's like, wow, the atmosphere just fit perfectly with that album, without a doubt. So, can't.
Was the Jean Michael Jarre song uh, Oxygen?
I'll include that. No, I think it was all. That's a separate album, and I guess it was.
Right.
This was yeah, but it was not that album. It was recorded in Houston, Texas, in 1986, and the gimmick was simply have all these lights from various buildings, and it was to make it like a whole concert stage. In fact, let me look it up on the Wikipedia for you guys there. Because when I heard about this, like, wow, that's the most interesting. All right there.
Okay, real quick. Wednesday and Thursday next week, we're going to do the America's answer to the British invasion.
All right there, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And we're talking
Which
band.
basically is early 60s to the late 60s.
Mm-hmm. All right there. All right there. Got it
I've been
right
doing
here.
some research, and
All right. Go ahead.
surprisingly, there aren't that many.
Oh, wow. It's because it was hard to top the Beatles at that time there. The Beatles were like massively big. All right there. Here's a situation. Just check this out, YR, since you live around H-Town. It was called Rendezvous Houston, a city in concert. It was a live performance by Jean-Michel Jarre amidst the skyscrapers of downtown Houston, Texas on the evening of April 5th, 1986, coinciding with the release of the Rendezvous album. The concert celebrated the 150th anniversary of Houston and the Nassau 25th anniversary. For a period of time, it held a place in the Guinness Book of World Records as the largest outdoor rock concert in history, with an estimate of 1.5 million in attendance. In the second entry of Jarre in the book. Now, it also celebrated the space shuttle. Also, not really celebrated, also commemorated the space shuttle Challenger disaster, which happened 2.5 months earlier. Now, one of his friends, Ron McNair, was a friend of Jarre. He was killed in that disaster. All right. And in fact, I'm gonna possibly send you one. I don't know if I send you one of the photos or one of the images up there, but I'll definitely do it right now in the Skype chat here. All right. Okay.
Ad break. Ad break.
Okay. Oh wait. Okay. But we don't have any ads. That's the thing there.
I've got one.
All right. Good. Good. Lay it on us.
New my Patreon.
Yeah, we got. Yeah,
Yeah,
some.
www.patreon.com / Arknolia.
All
I
right.
left it easy.
All right. Yeah. Which, by the way, we still.
And we still got to do the Superman.
Yeah, I was going to mention
And
that. Yeah.
we can do it Wednesday, I suppose, if I don't have anything going on.
Good. Sounds like a good idea there. Definitely for sure.
Got a couple other ideas too.
All right.
Okay, wrestling.
Mhm.
Our 5 favorite finishers.
All right.
Not the best, because that's subjective, but our 5 favorite finishers.
Mm-hmm.
And mention a couple that are kind of like, bleh. Yeah. And then the other one would be
Okay.
our 10 favorite stories or angles.
All right.
So think about your list.
Hmm.
All right. Sounds good there. All right. So, do we have any more to mention, by the way?
I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I'm sure they're out there.
All right. I'm going to send. Look for one of my soundscape pieces here. I'm going to
Yeah,
send
send
him.
us to
Yeah.
Ark on that.
All right. I'm going to do that on his personal Skype there. It's going to be probably for a while there. Let me go to my. Oh, it's good. I'm going to go to my channel on my phone here. I'll send it to my phone there. Blah, blah, blah there. All right. I'm going to also send you something, YR, that I sent this to Tommy a long while back there. It's worth checking out there. All right. Give it a couple of minutes there. And I don't want to sound like I got to brag about this, my soundscape pieces. I put a lot of effort into these
Yeah.
pieces, believe it or not. A lot of re-recording, a lot of pitch shifting, a lot of stuff and stuff, blah, blah, blah there. I already sent Toppy basically, I send it to a friend of mine. It's just like there's not much music on them. Well, it's not supposed to be music. It's supposed to be sound in which you could relax. You'll stare out in the dark out open there. That's basically the purpose of these pieces here. All right, should be coming up pretty soon there. Your page, and if it's a say that acts like, oh yeah, I gotta throw this one last in here. Lull, Lull, a 1996 release titled Continue. A one track, 62 minutes long. It's a long ass drone with some microphone feedback, some other sounds as well, some in the background. This is very, it's a perfect piece to play when you're cruising around the snow time back in Michigan, or which are the upper northeastern states that you reside in, for anyone that's listening.
I thought of another song.
Good, good. Which one?
Ultimate Spinach, Ballad of the Hip Death Goddess.
Ah. All right. I don't think I've heard of that one there.
It's pretty good.
All right there. All right. I'm going to send YR another one here. I'm going to send them. Come on, dang it. What am I doing? Oh, crap. All right. I'm going to send you another one, Arknolia.
Okay.
Okay, this one's real disturbing one here. Oh, by the way, did you get that other link I sent you? The Pink Floyd remix of Animals?
Where'd you
Oh.
send it?
I sent it to your for your Skype account.
Oh, I haven't seen that in a while, so I'll
Oh
look
yeah,
for it.
definitely. It's pretty good mix that they did, especially for Pig's 3 different ones.
Hmm.
Yeah, it did.
Who's Victor Chromas?
What's up?
Who's Victor Chromas?
That's the name I came up with.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I come up with a lot of names like let me show you another example here. I did come up with different titles just for the fuck of it there.
You
Let's
put
see,
the
for
K instead of the C in Victor. Interesting.
absolutely, and I have another piece called "I Summoned the Spirit Curance, the Protector of His Kara."
Ah,
Yeah,
Sankara.
his Kara. Yep,
Ah.
that was one I made at my that would never went live. So I'm going to definitely send that to YR as well there. All right, so are we have we had the show here? I believe.
I think we pretty much expired it.
All right, there. I'm going to get you ready for my show with Costanza. Then want everybody to tune in later on for this. He said hit him up when we're done with the music show, which I will. All right. All right, send you YR a couple of PS sound pieces there, and I sent Ark
Yeah.
one as well. Definitely listen in and listen with the lights off. Definitely for sure.
Okay.
All right there. All right, so I guess that's it for the time being. And once again, Wednesday we'll be taking a look at U.S. arrival to the Beatles there. And for YR and myself and Arknolia as well, you guys have a good one, all right?
Thank you, brother.
And happy Halloween. And check the candy before you and your kids